Tom, a chance here for Albany to face their fourth top 25 team and an opportunity to get back on track overall.
Yeah, I mean, they've been willing to take on all comers, and I'm sure they'll become ready today. And they know that a win at Cholkoff Field could really get them moving in the right direction.
Jack Cascadin, 21st in the nation at the face-off circle, starts it off here for the Big Red.
And that's what he's given them this year, just real solid play at the face-off X. If you can be in that 55% range, you don't have to worry about not getting possessions and creating opportunities. And he's really brought a nice touch to the Big Red this year.
Cornell looking to work quick, and they do. Andrew Dalton, his 8th of the season. Big Red, they waste no time.
That's a defensive breakdown by UAlbany. He was wide open on the backside there. Firth just dodges. He had a short stick. Usually he's got the long pole, looks all the way across, and Dalton just...
An offense, but the nation's leader as a team in assists, just under 11 per game, and Firth picks up his 8th of the year.
Well, and that's what helps them shoot such a high percentage. They're shooting 36% on the year. When you're getting those type of assisted goals, right, making a goalie move, you're able to, get those high percentage shots. It looks like Cornell's going to come back with the second midfield group.
A second midfield group, Ryan Sheehan, a part of this strong experience group as well that Coach Busick says is very talented. Maybe the best second group that is all around in Division I men's lacrosse. Ryan Waldman. Feed one's off. Kirst. Submarine inside. 40th of the year. The CJ sensation continues. It's 2-0 Cornell.
And again, it's that same spot on the field where it looks like UAlbany does not have their matchups. Just looks right through all the way, just puts it in a wide open net.
We're looking at that defense this afternoon.
Was a good take there by Palin from behind, tries to throw it in backhanded, just needed sort of a half step more.
This defense for Albany, Brady Smith, a freshman in goal, taken over for Landon Whitney, the sophomore all-rookie team last year, so trying to find some stability right now at the goaltending spot.
Cornell settle the ball here. Make sure you get your right personnel on. Bring this first midfield group back in.
Calming switch here early on for Cornell on a 2-0 lead. Kirsten Dalton both with goals. Goldstein back towards the X. Swings
Outside.
it off. Slice. Hugh Kelleher, top right corner. Nobody's touching that. 3-0.
Boy, I thought it was outside when I first reacted to it because he didn't have a great angle here on this little step down, right? Steps in, uses the screen, and just goes right underneath.
Nice pass. Cornell swings it back around. Long to Kirst. Winds up. Bounces too long.
And Albany's showing a little bit of a zone look there, leaving Kirst a lot of room. He's out really, really wide. And then he'll step in if they have an opportunity.
Long losing it multiple times. Jacob Smith, the sophomore, on pursuit.
It's an unforced. I don't know they're going to give it to Cornell.
Long lost it twice, but Cornell's sigh of relief. They keep possession. They have 15 on that shot clock. Kirst also lost it. 10 to go. Long. Pass in front. Goldstein. Side hammer. His 16th of the year, and Cornell 4 unanswered to start in period 1.
And I think that's a lot of great patience there by Michael Long. He finds him on the sneak. Goldstein comes around. When the shot clock's running, by keeping the ball moving, it doesn't let the goalie get locked in on the shooter, and you'll be able to create these high percentage scoring opportunities. That's how you can shoot the high percentage that Cornell does, 36% on the year.
Albany wants Ryan Doherty, their go-to leader in goals to get going. Second in the America East Conference. So young in his sophomore season. James Reed back behind the cage. Cornell closing off the middle. Now it opens up. Nust.
That's a great first save for Wyatt. It's a good look on the back pipe.
Feed in front. Fake and score. Got Nust outside of the net. Silas Richmond, his 21st, conference leader in points. And the junior on the board makes it a 4-1 game.
And again, UAlbany, a couple of cuts there. You saw it first, and Nuss with the big save, but here just comes right down the back pipe. Makes UAlbany a couple of cuts there. You saw it first, and Nuss with the big save, but here just comes right down the back pipe, makes the catch, shoots cross-handed, beats Wyatt Nuss, stops the run at 4.
Right out of that timeout, Albany comes back with some fire, and they've been in a lot of close games this year against top teams. They took on Penn, UMass, Georgetown, 3 top 25 opponents. And in all these losses, man, they've been right in the ability for a chance. Cascadon working coast to coast. Cornell had a quick feed to Goldstein. He lost it.
Quill with a nice job getting his stick in the passing lane, preventing that fast break pass down to the base.
But intercepted. Oh, man! Did Cornell put it through? Flag thrown. It looked like Kirst got it in. Intercepted right in front of the cage, and Kirst his second of the afternoon.
And CJ is just a relentless rider. Watch this, the ball gets in between the goalie as they're going back to it, picks it up, cross-handed, gets the bouncer in, and then the late hit. 20 for 20 on the season, killing off extra man. They are 100%, and we're talking about a team that's 10 games into their season.
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
And a 3-7 record as well for them to be that good on the man-down defense. Been the bright spot for an Albany group that is relatively experienced, bringing back 15 seniors.
And Cornell looks like they'll start, as they often do, they're in a 2-3-1 set. With you, Kelleher, up top.
Kelleher with a goal so far was the second of the day.
1 minute for unnecessary roughness.
Can Cornell break that streak that Albany's had? Perfect on the man-down defense for the Great Danes. Swing score! William Firth an assist, now a goal. Cornell wasted no time. 15 seconds into the power play, and it's 6-1 Big Red.
And there what you're going to see, Michael Long just looks through to the base to Willem Firth, puts his hands down, but settle in, get more comfortable. We saw it from Wyatt Nuss last year as a sophomore.
Under 11 goals per game for Brady Smith at a Bayport, New York. Dangerous pass in front. Taken away, responded off the piping.
Yeah, I think it just sort of rolled through the middle, and UAlbany gets the ground ball.
Silas Richmond has a goal so far. We're in number 15 in purple on the Albany side.
That pipe gives them a fresh shot clock here. A good interception there.
Taken away from Brendan Staub, the junior. Coach Busik's talked a lot about his success. Cornell another goal on the pass from Michael Long. Michael Bozzi, his third of the year.
What a beautiful ball movement there. Cornell went from one side to the other. I mean, Long could have taken that shot. Watch this ball movement. Kirst looks down low. Goldstein all the way across and then right back across to Michael Bozzi. The short stick throws a quick fake, puts it in at it. I thought they were actually going to give it as a save to Nuss and a reset.
Looked like Nuss maybe got the stop of the stick on it, but too far left in the top left-hand corner of that post.
I heard the horn go off, so it must have been just not in time. Because UAlbany was very definitive getting guys off the field. There was no question in their mind that it was late.
Been a clean game so far, just the one penalty against Albany, and Cornell putting up the first goal of the season against Albany. And you look at Albany's man-down defense, they were perfect until this afternoon. Long swings it behind the cage. Goldstein, Hezzy. Hard shot, score! Luzzy his second, 8-1 Big Red.
And again, you're seeing that Cornell ball movement from behind. You know, you have to understand the goaltender has got to find the ball, get in his spot, especially when it goes to the back side of it, and Luzzy's able to put...
Good, and Coach Busik mentioned how they quote-unquote play second fiddle to Kirst, but without those two, they're still so valuable and make Kirst an even better lacrosse player.
I mean, I think the player who will make the biggest difference on where Cornell is going to go in this season, to me, is Michael Long, because he gives you that secondary guy who can, you know, create, he can score, He's, I think he's an incredibly valuable part of this team. And at the end of last season, when he went out, the offense didn't look as good as it does when he's out there.
Long became the 14th player in Cornell history with 100 career goals on Saturday in the win against Penn. Chance here for Albany and a score. 2 fakes. Nuss came out of the net. Alex Pfeiffer, he's got one. His 7th of the year. And it's an 8-2 game. Albany needed a must answer on that possession.
Really good patience on that cut. Just makes the nice catch.
And for Pfeiffer, and Reed picks up that goal. Reed, the sophomore, 2 goals over the weekend against UMass Lowell. An experienced team, but a lot of sophomores that have played a lot of valuable minutes for Albany, looking to find their way here this season. One name we've not called often is Ryan Doherty. First in the conference in goals per game, goals overall at 25. Long time ago since that last matchup, even though it was 2023, this Albany team very different. Silas Richmond, number 15, the only guy to score in that matchup for Albany. And back-to-back possessions for the Great Danes. Parker Emmett, first of the season for the senior, diving and scoring.
And there, again, this is the second time we've seen Dodgers just be really aggressive. Look at this step right here. Gets underneath, pulls the stick, and then goes cross-handed to beat Wyatt Nuss. No slide coming for Cornell.
Through the wickets. Kind of fake towards his left to go left, and in midair, changed it, went low middle.
And he's just able to get underneath Michael Bozzi, right? Use that goal line extended.
UAlbany goal by
Cascadens lost the last 2. Gets help with a kick here.
at the 9-17 mark.
Cornell was playing soccer right there. (8-3) lead, 9 left to go, first half. Midweek matchup, both teams coming off short rest as the second unit here in for Cornell.
See what gets something that.
Oh, waste no time on a windup. Ryan Waldman from way outside, his 9th.
Yeah, I was actually watching the change game go on behind it because Cornell was going to be able to have an opportunity, and he sort of just steps in and just lets it go. I don't know if he just saw something where the
Albany can slow things down. Pass deflected. Doherty has it. He couldn't hold on. Was moving well too quick.
And that's an example of UAlbany being very aggressive with their long poles, right? To me, I think that's a let's settle the ball and get the right offensive players on the field. They're pushing tempo, trying to find a guy inside, just unable to connect, and the turnover that Cornell's able to take the other way.
Cornell coming out to just a lot faster starts of late since that Penn State loss, and the games they had against Hobart and Richmond were down 5-3 against the Statesmen, 6-1 against Richmond, 3-2 against Penn State. But since then, they have had dominant leads after one period, and into the second, it's showing once again. Kirst winds, low save from Smith, and then Kirst on the response. He got it to go. Unbelievable.
Just poked it in, was under the goaltender's stick, and as he went to rake it back into his stick, watch this. He's sort of looking steps in again.
A lot of back screens as well for Albany.
It was almost like Albany wanted to play a little bit of 3-on-3.
Jacob Morgan finds James Reed. Reed has a goal so far. Bozzi on the defense just before he has a goal, doing it on both ends for the midfielder in the second line. Behind the cage. 2 spins. Pfeiffer wanted to work inside. Commanding defense from Dooley.
Yeah, just bodied him up right there.
6 on the shot clock. Nowhere to go for the Great Danes. Now with 3, with 2. Highlight reel goal. Silas Richmond, how about it? Looked dead on the possession, but Albany cuts it to a 6-goal game.
Yeah, just very patient there. And a nice cut comes right down. Watch here, we move it through X. Finds them on the back pipe. Behind the back shot right there on the shot. Christopher Davis with the clear.
Second game of the season back for Davis. Flag thrown. Cornell will get to hold on here for the full possession.
Well, that could be another one. Hit him in the mask.
Could be 2 against Albany. Very tough as we just maybe jinxed them on the momentum they had.
Well, let's see if Cornell takes advantage of Palem. The attackman for UAlbany is stuck on the defensive end. He's got Willem Firth. Be interesting to see if they try and take advantage of that matchup and pop him out.
Max Neeson on defense. Preseason America East all first team.
Now again, we're in a flag down situation here.
Kirst, spin fake. Has room. Tomahawk chop and a score. Kirst picks up another hat trick here on his senior season. It's going to be his 4th, and it's 11-4 Cornell.
Just dodges, comes to his strong right hand, just comes past 2 defenders, puts the bouncer down with the right hand. Saw UAlbany, I didn't catch the number on it, had a long pole, take that face off, just try something to sort of interrupt the Cornell momentum from the face-off. Cornell's went 12 of 16 in this contest.
Looked like Jacob Smith, 77. We'll see on the next look. $130 here in the first half. Kirst with 4 goals along with 3 assists. 3 of the 4 goals for Albany, though, here in this second period. They've closed the gap just a tad. Goldstein, Waldman, Long. Oh, man! Perfect spot, perfect goal. Can't put it in a better area, Michael Long. 12-4 Cornell.
He likes that spot on the field right there as they moved it around. Just watch how the ball movement, skip pass up top, come down along, and just stings the upper corner.
Long poked away, and Bazzi on the other end. Probably the most defense we've seen so far this afternoon, Tom.
Yeah, well, you're seeing UAlbany trying to go to Kesserling behind the cage there and use his speed. And Bazzi was up to the task. Both times stayed in front of him. And there's just a feed that comes through, and Cornell stays on sticks, create the opportunity at the offensive end, and we'll still get another chance here for the second midfield group.
Sheehan has space to his right side on the feed from Waldman.
And now we're seeing Albany does switch to man, try and just change things up a little bit.
Luke Grove, the junior short stick on defense. Long finds Kirst. Book it.
And there was an opportunity where, again, I mentioned this earlier on, Kirst's 5th of the game. Michael Long, the ball movement often creates a mismatch for him. He takes the short stick, gets the step, and then Kirst, he's just deadly from there. I mean, let's just get our first midfield on.
Firth to Long. Open space, lost away. Kelleher saw a lot of gold and then just worked too fast.
And again, even though UAlbany is in man-to-man now, they're still sucked way in and giving space to Cornell. I would think what I would try to do is get more pressure in Cornell's hands to just, try and disrupt the flow of the offense.
Silas Richmond around his screen. One of the most dangerous players in the America East. Just back there, flag thrown. Free possession for Albany. Richmond scores. Hammered bottom left. Second of the afternoon. And Albany needed to get on the board, and they do.
Yeah, and just backs down Singer, right? Just comes on in. The flag is down. Just keeps backing. Goes short to kind of twist himself. Made a nice cut, but he just didn't have a lot of an angle there. Good look by Kirst. And Smith just, stood his ground, made the save.
He's keeping Albany in this game. For a freshman against this type of high-powered attacking group of Cornell, that's super impressive and something that Scott Marr in his 25th season must be happy about. Substitutions for Albany. Now working inside, outside the fan, back towards the X. Pfeiffer one-on-one with Gil Martin.
Boy, he's a physical dodger.
Doherty got it on the submarine with the contact. The conference's best scoring leader on the board here this afternoon. And Albany cuts it to a 7-goal game. Third period's been a lot of defense, but Doherty, one more look.
Just looks inside, shoots down low, lowers his hands, takes a hit.
This Cornell ride, though, they've been really good. That was a rifling pass over midfield.
Now they got a pull on a pole.
Smith feeds one off. Finger to his left side. And now Albany can work their substitutions and reset everything.
Cornell almost was able to get what they wanted there, right? Let them clear to a pole. You get a pole in the middle of the field. You lock everybody else off right next to it.
To his left was Barnard. Haven't called his name often. Hesitates behind the cage. Bounces it in. Made Nuss look silly. And here come the Great Danes.
That's the type of goal you wouldn't have seen 5 years ago, where now you're seeing guys who will dodge, right? He's got it in his right hand. He actually changes and goes backhanded, right? From the officials that were down there, it was the backside official who called it, but it was very clearly a hold on Christopher Davis. So this will be the first extra man opportunity for the Great Danes. They are clicking along at 33% on the year, 37th ranked in the country. This is one of the Achilles heels, though, of Cornell. They're allowing opponents to be successful 43% of the time. They're the 58th ranked man-down unit in the country. So one of the things that Cornell needs to sort of do a better job with here is their man-down defense.
Something you told me, Tom, that's the kryptonite for Cornell. It's the one thing the nation's best team could change. Richmond, pass, score! Flag was thrown in the shot that was midair. Whitcomb will pocket it with 19 seconds left on that power play. And Albany, their 8th goal on a 4-goal run on a phenomenal possession.
Yeah, it was just Doherty off the wing.
Goldstein off a screen from Dalton. Dalton to Curse. Curse is going to wind up too much.
But still plenty of time to shoot because of that shot clock reset. Looks like they're going to have Firth come behind with the short stick.
That long stick for Albany in Quill.
Here they're going to take this matchup.
Firth back towards the 20. Goldstein back behind Cage. Cornell's got 25 seconds on maybe the biggest possession in this second half.
Again, Long with a shorty.
Long, fake, pass, score! He found Goldstein. Crucial goal for Big Red. It's 14-8.
Good patience. That's a good possession there for the Big Red. And again, when Michael Long, oftentimes they're able to work him so he gets the short stick. There it is, where he has the short stick opportunity, finds a cutting Ryan Goldstein, makes the catch, good patience, throws a fake and beats the goaltender, stops this run at 4 for UAlbany.
And that run needed to be stopped. The Great Danes were finding themselves back in this game on the road. And Cascadon back-to-back face-offs with victories. That's going to be the big difference. And Cascadon may have thought at the halftime break he'd be taken out. This game began a blowout, but we got a competitive one.
Second midfield group here for Cornell.
Luzzy has a goal. Long all the way back towards midfield to Waldman. Sheehan, swing, cursed, money. 15-8 Cornell. CJ Curse, number 6.
And again, that ball movement where Cornell is able to dodge off the top. Waldman throws out the back to Sheehan. Sheehan looks down the side to a curling CJ Curse. And then they were getting some face-off wins, and that made it a good opportunity.
Cascading quickly with some room. Cornell looking to open it up early in the 4th. And Goldstein jumping shot too high.
Cornell, Albany's done a nice job in the fast breaks coming off the face-off game of settling things down and not giving up too much. There, Goldstein held on to it a little bit.
2 goals, 2 assists for Goldstein. Kirst has 6. Firth double teamed. Long stick slap from Quill. Kirst behind the net. 2 hesitations. Really good defense.
The official had his hand on the flag. I thought it was. He hit him in the mask.
Yeah, right at the top of the mask from Galco. Shot in front. Firth. A jumping score. 16-8 Big Red.
His second of the contest. They're able to get, you asked about him early in this game. I think that's an example of what they're going to start to see off this wing. Very similar to a guy named Jeff Teat, right? Get underneath a guy, go, no one there to back up the cage.
Rush shot, nowhere to go for Albany.
Now, Cornell was off there. The same thing there you go, yeah. Cornell was offside. Gil Martin had to get back on side. Was just a half steps too slow.
Coach Busick animated. You can see him there on screen. He is not happy.
Well, he was off. I think it was the right call. It was about the same as the last one. I think his question would be, well, if that was offsides, and how come the last one wasn't?
A lot of defense and a lot of stops and penalties and offsides calls that could have gone either way the last 2 minutes. Not been the same brand of lacrosse we saw from that first half. A lot slower here in the fourth. Pass that just ran away from Reed.
I think it's just human nature, right? You get up to a big lead. How do you keep that intensity? You know, and we've seen that, you know, even against Penn where they got up to the big lead in the first half and sort of more even in the second.
Phenomenal defense here from Cornell and TJ Lamb. Palum, jumping shot and a score. Looking like Derek Jeter at shortstop. 9th goal for the Great Danes. And an answer there from the sophomore.
I thought he was going to do the backhanded shot here, but he does a nice job. He comes with his left hand, points, and little type of a question mark dodge, and just Wyatt Nuss just went right at his stick, right? I mean, that's one you'd think maybe he'd have, but just the timing was a little bit off, and he's able to stop the run there. Have been 3 in a row for Cornell. So Palum, the son of Matt Palum, the Syracuse goaltending great and official.
UAlbany goal by number 14.
And that PLL. Oh, man. Face-off win. Cascadin says, I'm going down Broadway. Cornell, their 17th goal, and the Fogo picks one up.
And that's what he brings to this team, right? It's the number of times that he's creating those quick opportunities on a face-off, and there he comes down the middle, almost. Now they're coming back with their second midfield. Seems like the first midfield might be done for the day. Now the starting attack is still in for the Big Red.
CJ Kerr, 6 goals. Michael Long, couple of assists. Waldman crosses it to Sheehan. Pass that was deflected, that rolls away. Cornell just holding on. Long does still stay in this game. Long, back behind the net. Cornell 4 minutes away from win number 8. Towering defense from Fundis, the senior. Luzzy to Sheehan, 10 to go on the shot clock. Cornell's got to move. Waldman, 2 fakes. What a shot, what a score. Waldman back of the net. Get a radar gun.
Yeah, just that little stutter step, and he just explodes out of that stutter step, right? Dodging here, just explode that quick change of direction, gets inside. Like they can if they continue this roll with 4 regular season games left. A big one, neutral site game against Syracuse. But before that, they'll travel to Brown this upcoming weekend. Every team in the Ivy League has 1 loss except Cornell. At least 1 loss, I should say.
Cuse, number 7 team in the nation. Cornell's had their number over the last few meetings. A 1-goal win last year. Tully, who we mentioned, is in cage. Really tough save. Tully last season started in 4 games. Nuss struggled, but then you get to that Syracuse game. That's when Nuss kind of took over and held on to the goaltender duties.
And also Albany with a goalie change. Landon Whitney in.
Here's a quick fake and a hard score from Richmond. Flag also thrown. It's Richmond's 4th, getting it past Tully. And double-digit goals on the board for UAlbany.
Yeah, and he's really been the player who stood out.
Again, Wimmer misses one well left. Richmond closest to it. This Albany squad to finish off their season, they'll still have to face off against Binghamton, top of the team in the conference right now, Vermont as well. Those are 2 top 3 teams, and they'll also see Yale, an Ivy League opponent. Crazy shot, and well wide from Doherty.
And you see, in Albany still playing their sort of best guys, so this is a good opportunity for these Cornell players who are such an important part of the team. You know, it's hard. They don't get a lot of game time, but they're pushing their teammates to make them better.
Doherty, couple of fakes. It was poked away. Back towards that 20. Albany a chance here behind the cage. Doherty, spin cycle score. He's back on the board and adding icing on what a phenomenal goal that was. The 11th of the game for UAlbany. One more look.
Just kept looking inside there. He makes the catch, throws it behind the back.